The industry that we have chosen is telecommunication industry. India's telecommunication network is the second largest in the world by the number of users with 1,171.80 million subscribers as on 31st October 2020. It has one of the lowest call tariffs in the world, enabled by mega telecom operators and hyper competition among them. India also has the world's second largest internet user base with 734 million broadband internet subscribers in the country. Out of the population of around 130 crore people, there are 121 crore mobile phones, 44.6 of which are smartphones, and 56 crore internet users. And also, there has been a growth of 51% in the e-commerce use. Telecommunication in India began with the introduction of the telegraph. The Indian postal and telecom sectors are one of the world's oldest. Indian telecom industry underwent a high pace of market liberalization and growth since the 1990s and now has become the world's most competitive and one of the fastest growing telecom markets in the world. The industry has grown over 20 times in the past 10 years. The telecom sector accounted for 6.5% of India's GDP in 2015 and provided direct employment for 2.2 million people in the country. GSMA estimates that the Indian telecom sector will contribute rupees 14.5 lakh crore to the economy and support 3 million direct jobs and 2 million indirect jobs by the year 2020.
Now talking about Bharti Airtel Limited, also known as Airtel, is an Indian multinational telecommunication services company based in New Delhi. It operates in 18 countries across South Asia and Africa and also in the Channel Islands. Airtel provides 2G, 4G, 4G plus mobile services, fixed line broadband, voice services, depending upon the country of operation. Airtel has also rolled out VoLTE technology across all Indian telecom circles. It is the second largest mobile network operator in India and the second largest mobile network operator in the world with over 457.96 million subscribers. Airtel is accredited with pioneering the business strategy of outsourcing all its business operations except marketing, sales, finance, building the minute factory model of low cost and high volumes. The strategy has been adopted by several operators. Airtel's equipment is provided and maintained by Ericsson, Huawei, and Nokia networks, whereas IT support is provided by Amdocs. The transmission towers are maintained by subsidiaries and joint venture companies of Bharti, including Bharti Infratel and Indus Towers in India. Ericsson agreed for the first time to be paid by minute for installation and maintenance of their equipment rather than being paid upfront, which allowed Airtel to provide low-cost rates. Some services that Airtel provides are telemedia, digital television, mobile data services, business, enterprises, and Android-based tablets.
Now I would be covering the data and the telecom industry. So we are moving into an environment in which intelligence can and must be turned out into a real-time actionable acumen, allowing business to respond in real time to behavioral shifts in consumer mindsets or quickly respond to the market competitiveness challenges. This is where data and its processing will outperform the conventional business intelligence methods. Now I would be covering the 5 major aspects or the points here in the data. Meanwhile, telecom firms remain ignorant of the vast amount of data, like with careful study that could provide them greater insights into the consumer behaviors, habits, and the services that they uses. Telcos also have an access to an unprecedented number of data streams, including user profiles, computer data, network data, customer user habits, location data, application downloaded, and so on. Thanks to the growing trend of the adoption of the smartphones and the development of the mobile internet as well. Well, all of this information is combined, and this is what we call the telcos data or the telecom industry data. Now, data has also the power to put telcos in a very better position to fight against the war for new subscribers and for the revenue sources. It gives them a variety of knowledge about their customer taste, habits, and the gestures they take. Despite this, many telcos are also unable to completely realize the benefits of the data they are using or they are getting. Now, covering on to the fourth point, when it comes to the data planning, the telecom industry has an edge because of the sheer volume and the variety of data it gathers on a daily basis. If you look onto the figures, a telco with on a daily basis, they get on a amount of 8 million prepaid smartphone customers, they produce approximately 30 million of CDRs per day, and this on totaling for a year records for somewhere around 11 billion. So if the same operator still offers postpaid and fixed landline connection, the number of the range that the data available must also increase. Now, covering on the last point, data is unquestionably one of the telco's most valuable properties today. Telcos are basically sitting on a gold mine of intelligence with a treasure trove of data at their fingertips and have a huge opportunity to profit them from these important data sets. So we can say in simple short words, a sound data approach can improve a variety of the type of data as well. So what do you think should our dispatcher do? The data is poised to add the most benefit to telcos in the fields of customer engagement, customer segmentation, network management and preparation, and providing the opportunity to upsell or cross sells the opportunities that they can offer. So this is from my side. Now my colleague would take over.
Now we will talk about data sources in telecom industry. Whether we like it or not, telecoms have a complete knowledge about their customers, like where they were when they connected frequently or what are their daily usage patterns. This comes from records of call details, location data, social media data, and network traffic data. There are several key source areas of data that operator can access instantly. That includes the network data comprising use records such as call detail records, and it also includes the performance monitoring data, the fault monitoring data, call management data, and the subscriber data, which can be drawn from network registry, operation support system, and business support system. These type of data are typically structured, and information is relatively easy to retrieve from source databases. However, this process of data retrieval and analysis become more complex as additional data sources are included, such as application data, which includes the traffic analysis, such as deep packet inspection and data from the SMS, the web searches, and the emails. And not just this, the data sources also include the data from your social media accounts, the mobile application, and all your devices in the form of user profile data, which include things like demographics and segmentation.
Now let's talk about the data and its impact in the industry. A telecom company must keep up with emerging technological breakthroughs, and the role of data in telecom is to provide businesses with the simplest way to extract information from all their data. Telecom data analytics enables more investment management. An organization will make decisions based on data rather than guesswork with the easy-to-use data analysis provided by a telecom data analytics solution. Data analytics positions in a telecom is to provide each organization with a single view of their data across departments. As data comes in from data points, the organization will use all of its employees' ideas to come up with the right solution for each problem. Data analytics, for example, also allows businesses to forecast peak network demand and then take action to alleviate congestion. It will also assist in identify consumers who are most likely to have difficulty paying their bills, as well as others who are about to switch operators, thus minimizing churn. It is also used for service quality improvement. Effective quality improvement requires identification of a problem using highly reliable and valid data, along with stakeholder engagement. Airtel often uses its CRM data and network data to map a customer level of satisfaction, then using its best practices to improve the quality of service and network connectivity at local levels. Using customer data gathered from various lines of production for sharing purposes will also make any team work like one seamless profit-generating engine, provided they work together to reduce service cost, accelerate expansion, respond quickly when key performance matrices change. Now let's talk about the most important point. Many businesses and organizations strive for clarity, measurement, and accountability to the point that all other goals suffer. A counterproductive multiplication of interfaces, middle offices, and coordinatives that do not just mobilize people and resources but also add obstacles. Let's talk about clarity. Clarity is always needed for the roles and processes in an organization. Airtel has had a lot of standard operating procedures. They have been compiled over a lot of years, and a set of step by step instructions which provides complete clarity to help workers carry out routine operations. Accountability and measurability. Airtel uses a wide variety of performance metrics. These are means to measure how well the employees are doing their job. A good performance metrics also provide hard data and measures quantities within a predetermined range so that anybody can help employees find ways to improve their own performance. They started this by instilling a culture of accountability in their teams. They also used a simple method for employee accountability, which was created by Tom and Rick. Yves Moreau, in his TED Talks, talks about how too many rules keeps you from getting the work done. So we understand that in a professional environment, there is a fine line between creating an open culture, creating collaborative and cooperative structure that encourages employee creativity and increases engagement, and between working with utmost productivity and efficiency. So here are some ideas for Airtel to move to a more collaborative structure. Airtel must make sure they provide hard data on everything going on in the organization. Transparency is a great motivator for employees to work collaboratively and hold themselves and their co-workers accountable for improvements. Understand what your employers actually do. Most managers pay little attention to the day-to-day reality of how their employees operate and why. They add unnecessary procedures and rules. The essence of smart simplicity goes below the surface and understanding the cause of real problems. Reinforce integrators. Integrators are key players that have an interest in cooperation, but also the power to make collaboration happen. Give more power to people. This way, you can empower employees to use their judgment, their intelligence, and they have the power to make decisions in an organization and collaborate with other people. Increase the shadow of future. They create feedback loops and let the people deal with the consequences of their action. This approach is more powerful than a variable compensation plan. Increase reciprocity. Strong reciprocity can give maximum cooperation and encourage constructive and efficient work relationships. Reward employees who cooperate. Support and motivate those who cooperate while punishing those who do not cooperate, either because they won't come together to help solve the problem or because they won't ask for help.
The half-life of industry leadership has declined precipitously in many sectors. To stay on top, companies must reinvent themselves and their strategies at a rate matching that of external change that they face. Deciding on the best strategy for a particular business begins with understanding the business environment along the three dimensions. Predictability, the extent to which the future of the environment can be forecast, which depends on degree of complexity and dynamic change. Malleability, the extent to which the environment can be changed or shaped by the actions of companies individually or collectively. And harshness, the extent to which an environment's lack of resources, a result of economic or competitive conditions, constrains viability and growth. How a company assesses its environment along each of these dimensions will help determine the most appropriate strategic style. The first two dimensions, predictability and malleability, define a choice matrix of four very distinct strategic styles: classical, adaptive, shaping, and visionary, as illustrated in the matrix on left side. The degree of harshness in the environment, a major concern for many companies today, adds a third dimension of choice and defines a fifth strategic style: survival. Classical strategy, it is finding or building positions or leveraging unique resources. It works best in a stable, predictable environment that is not easily altered. When it is difficult to either predict the future or alter it, the companies need an adaptive strategy to respond to whatever may happen. And if the future is unpredictable but malleable by some players, such companies can employ a shaping strategy. Finally, a visionary strategy is called for when a company can envision an attractive future end state and also has the ability to realize it. Airtel is prominently into the internet software and services industry. Going by the conventional environment and strategic style and looking at the product offerings, Airtel fits right into the shaping strategy. The unpredictability of existing products and services such as 4G, fiber broadband set-top boxes is very high. Technology is rapidly evolving and it takes less than a year or sometimes months for a product to become technologically obsolete. 4G is already a thing of the past and the new world is embracing the 5G era. Similarly, set-top boxes are becoming history where smart TVs are replacing the very need of having a set-top box. The services offered by the Airtel has a potential to shape business and consumer habits on a large scale, making it highly malleable. Highly unpredictable and highly malleable fits the Airtel into second quadrant, which is the shaping strategy. During the pandemic, Airtel was the largest fiber broadband provider in the nation. Shift to work from home model and the high speed internet became necessary and Airtel outshined its competitor by providing ultra fast and highly reliable internet. Similarly, its offerings in a business to business environment such as cloud based network and data centers are highly regarded in this sector. Many organizations are dependent on Airtel services and thus any change within Airtel and its offering directly have a significant scale impact on various industries.
And now we would discuss some really interesting pieces of insights that were found in the massive data we have. So the first one is that telecommunication firms use predictive analytics to gain useful information in order to become quicker, better, and make data-driven decisions. Second being segmentation of customers, where telcos have been segmenting their market and tailoring content to each group. And segments are like customer value segmentation, customer behavior segmentation, etc. And third point is lifetime value prediction. Customers are increasingly looking for more and less expensive options. So it is critical for telcos providers to monitor, maintain, and forecast consumer lifetime value. Failure to forecast this benefit may result in a loss of profit. And last we want to discuss about is analyzing customer feedback. Customer sentiment analysis is a set of techniques for analyzing data. This analysis of aggregated data often allows for the detection of recent patterns and the immediate response to consumer problems. After analyzing all the findings and insights, we want to conclude by some major key points. The first is that telecommunications industry has been strengthened by application of artificial learning and data processing. Second, to remain competitive in the world economy, the telecommunications industry had to embrace new technology and techniques. Third, telecom providers manage massive transmission networks and infrastructures that handle a lot of data. And last being the use of data science algorithms, methodologies, and methods to process and analyze this data has practical applications which you will be able to find in detail in the report. Thank you so much.